Hi, welcome to ITEC 136 Principles of Programming. In this lecture, we will talk about basic Python string. A string is a sequence of character, and you can treat the string as a whole, or you can access it individual part, for example, individual character. A string literal, it just basically is a string that you use in the program. A string literal, you can create a string literal um, by surrounding a text with a single or double quote, such as I can have a single quote, ITEC 136, or I can have a double quote, ITEC 136. Python uses what we call the Unicode to represent every possible character as a unique number, known as the code point. And for us, we will just deal with the first 128 characters, which is the ASCII character. The first 120 character, the code point decimal value from 0 to 127. And there are some special character, what we call the escape sequence, to denote a special character. For example, if you want to have a backslash showing up in the output, then you need two backslashes. For example, you would say print quote quote backslash in order to get one backslash at the output, and print quote backslash um, quote. This was like a double quote like this. This will show a single quote in the output. And similar for other cases, the one that you might be interested in is the backslash n. The print backslash n, it will give you new line. In other words, a line feed. And the backslash t will give you a tab in the output. A string index is an integer matching to a specific location in the string sequence. In Python, string index start at 0. This is one of the most common mistakes that students make also. Remember, it can't the index start at 0. And we're using what we call the index operator, which is the square bracket, to select a single character from the string. So for a string with an n character, from left to right, it's going from 0 to n minus 1. In this example, I have an ITEC 136 space rocks exponential point. There's a 14 characters here. And the character, the index will go from 0 to 13, total of 14 characters. And you can also go from right to left. And the last character is always -1. Second to the last is -2, and so forth, all the way to -n. So the index in this case, as you can see, go from 0 to 13, or -1 to -14. And instead of getting a single character, you can also get a substring of a string. A substring of a string is called a slice, kind of like a slicing a pizza. And multiple characters, can be read using the slice operator or notation. And the slice notation has a form square bracket start, your start index, colon, and the end index. And one thing you should remember, the n, you specify the n, it does not including the end index. For example, if I had say string 1 colon 10, you will get the index from 1 to 9, including 9 but not including 10. It will not include the index 10. And you could omit the first index, then it will start at the beginning of the string or 0. You can omit the second index, then you will go all the way to the end of the string and including the character at the last index. So if you want to get all the character at all the way to the end, then do not specify the end index. And there's no index out of range error. So if I get say string, say for example string colon 1000, there's no 1000 character. That's fine. You just go all the way to the end. And the string, the slice notation also provide a third argument known as the stride. So actually, this is very similar to the range function. You have start, end, and stride, and the stride can be negative, and the default is 1, so that it will increment every one character at a time. You could do every 2, every 3, or do negative number, then it will go backward. So let's look at some example. What do the following statement display? When you look at these type of problem, it will be easier if we write down the index as a beginning. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So message colon 6, this means from start is 0 to 6, but not including 6. This will give you I like. 7 colon negative 1. So it start at 7, which is a I, all the way to the end. Negative 1 means all the way to the end, but not including the end. So it would be I tag 136 without the exponential point. If I do 7 colon without specify the end, it would get you I tag 136 exponential point. Seven colon 14. 14 is the last index, so this is very similar to 7 colon negative 1. It will give you I tag 136 without the exponential point. And 714, 7 colon 14 colon 2, that means skip every other one. That would be I, E, and 1, 6. 14 colon 6 minus 1. So 14 is starting point, all the way to 6, negative 1. That means I'm going backward. Exponential point 6, 3, 1, 3, E, T, and I. And colon. No starting and no ending. So you will get the whole thing. I like I tag 136 exponential point. And you can do this in what we call the Python shell. And let me run this for you. This is a Python shell. And I can create a message equal to, I will just, message equal to I like I tag 136. And I will just do one example so you can do that. You can test this code in your on your computer. As you can see, oh, I spelled it like with the capital L. I'm sorry, but you can see I got the same answer. So you can try it in the Python shell to run this program. Given the Python statement below, write a Python statement to print the message backward. I want to print this message backward, and you can use print message sub colon -1. And we can try this in the Python shell, so you can see that. So let's see. Let me make the message to be correct. And if I say print message colon colon -1, you can see it print the message backward. And if I do print message colon, it will print the whole message. And this will be same as that print message. Strings are immutable. What that means is you cannot change an existing string, but you can create a new one that is a variation of the original one. The way the Python works is when you create a variable like greeting equal to hello, somewhere in the memory there's a string hello where the greeting, the variable greeting, is pointing to. When you say greeting equal to greeting plus world, you actually create another string, in this case, hello world, and then this greeting now pointing to this, and this data will get garbage collection, get removed from the memory. And you can check, you cannot update a string after you create it by try to changing a string. For example, if I come to the Python shell, say greeting is hello, and instead of capital H, I want to make it lowercase h. You cannot change greeting sub-0 to H. It will give you an error. You cannot change a string object, but you can create a new object, new string object that is a variation of the old one. Thank you.